Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Super Breakdown. Today we're going to be taking a look at the ASW-G-08 Gundam Barbatos Lupus, piloted by Mikazuki Aoga. The Barbatos is a ton of fun, especially the Lupus version. Now it is DLC, so if you like this suit, it's $5, unfortunately, to be able to get it. But this suit is a blast, and we will get into why I think it is worth the cost. We get to our question that we always ask. Forward melee is very nice. As you've already seen, does quite a bit of damage. Then you have back melee. Can be kind of hard to hit with, but looks very cool. It's very nice to be able to dodge things like Garobis. But as you can see, any enemy that wants to get away from you is probably going to be able to dodge it for the most part. So I would rely on it more for movement than for damage, unless you're reliably able to connect with it. Side melee has a really nice combo to it that you'll have to see in just a second. Side melee combo is really cool. And then you have, finally, standard melee, which is pretty nice. You have the basic shot. That was fortuitous. Which is pretty nice, does decent damage. But then you can charge it. You get one of this charge per life, whether you boost or not, or whether you burst or not, so be aware. But it's a stun, and does considerable damage on its own. But you get one of those per life. Remember that. I was trying to dodge this. I should have sidestepped instead. Let's go ahead and show off the burst. Pretty nice. When I say pretty nice, it is a melee combo of devastating proportions. We have the second charge as well, that you only get one of per life as well. Keep that in mind. Then you have the shoulder bumpers, which lets you fire off the hand cannons, which is pretty nice. You have left trigger, which allows you to fire the non-linear rifle. Pretty nice. And then you have right trigger, which allows you to jump. And the jump is input specific, as I'll show you as we get into the second match. But now, of course, we ask the question, should you use the Barbatos Lupus? Absolutely, in my opinion. If you like playing this game, the Barbatos Lupus is worth it. With a caveat, if you play this game mostly for ranged, the Barbatos Lupus is not a premier ranged suit. It's not like the Buster, where that's all it has. Most of the Lupus's abilities are about getting in and doing damage with melee. And I think that's a ton of fun. It's a playstyle I don't normally use very often in this game, but I really enjoy it. I think the Lupus gives a lot of fun options when it comes to the melee, and the combos look satisfying. It feels good to be able to just unload with a bunch of different combos, cancel out of your combos, and go into other combos to be able to just lay down the damage on your opponent. It's not quite as good as the Epion in that regard, but at a 400 cost instead of a 5, it does have some reasoning for it. And as you can see, if you vary up your combos, you will get different stylized finishers there, which is very nice. I personally think the Lupus is very much worth the asking price, but I can understand anybody who does not. $5 is $5 after all. And if you do not want to spend any money on DLC, then unfortunately this suit is not going to be for you. However, if you don't mind spending just a little bit, I think it's super worth it, especially for melee players. I think ranged players might not enjoy it as much, but I think if they give it a try, they might find that they like the melee playstyle quite a bit as well. I'll show you the right trigger now that we talked about with the input specific. You can do backflips or back steps. You can do side steps. You can do a charge, like so, which you can, of course, then immediately melee into, which is very nice. It really excels in allowing you to get around people's attacks with last-minute sidesteps, because if you're close up and locked on, you will just sidestep without having to double tap, which is very nice. But I love the Lupus. It plays so well in this game. And it's one of the suits that I wish was built in with how good it is, because it will always have the caveat of, if you want to play it, you have to spend $5, which is super unfortunate. With all that said, I have been Trey. This has been the Full Spectrum, and remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that the Barbatos Lupus has to offer.
悪いけどガリガリに構っている暇はないんだ。俺にはまだやることがあるから。